Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Juan the Yarn Addict and I'd like to welcome you to episode 92 of my podcast where we talk about all things yarn, and I have tons of things to share with you and talk about. Today is May 9th, 2025, and I want to offer a huge hi, hello, and welcome to anyone new or anyone returning to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out my podcast today. In today's podcast episode, we begin with Coffee Talk. It's the space where I discuss all the admin-y things over a cup of coffee, and from there we're going to jump into works in progress, otherwise known as WIPs. From there we jump into finished objects, otherwise known as FOs. And from there, I have a yarn acquisition from Mary Maxim. It's just my knit club of the month. And from there, we jump into one piece of Happy Mail. So if any of this is of interest to you, please sit back and enjoy the podcast. Before we begin, please remember to hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And then, of course, share the video. I would definitely appreciate the support. So the question of the hour is, what is on the mug? And on the mug today, we have, I just need coffee in my crochet. It's so nice, we see it twice. How true is this? I just need coffee and my crochet. But as I always say, it's what's on the inside that counts. I have my Dunkin' Donuts hazelnut coffee with caramel macchiato creamer. It's my favorite, and I discussed this on the last podcast episode. I'm not supposed to have this creamer, but it is my favorite. It's my guilty pleasure, and so I'm gonna have it. So as you can see here, I have been drinking the coffee. I'm about halfway done, so I'm going to give that a rest and move on to the rest of Coffee Talk. So in the show notes is where my links live. I have an Etsy link, I have a Ravelry link, I have a Facebook link. It's called Juan the Yarn Addict and Friends. It's a great group where we go to share our work and get inspired. If you're interested, please just answer a few questions and the admin team or myself would be more than happy to let you in. We're always welcoming new folks in, so feel free to join if you'd like. In the show notes, I also have my Alliance member link to Premier Yarns. If you love Premier Yarns as much as I do, feel free to use that link. I get a few cents of every dollar. It helps out the channel, along with my Ice Yarns affiliate link. If you like Ice Yarns, feel free to check out that link as well. So, I also have a Buy Me a Coffee link. So if you're interested in supporting my caffeine addiction, feel free to use that as well. I've been encouraged by many of the viewers to mention that, so I'm mentioning it. I have a Buy Me a Coffee link, so feel free to use that if you're interested. Okay, so the rest of the Coffee Talk here involves my crochet-along and my make-along. So I am currently hosting two huge projects on my channel. I guess I'm going to begin with my 2025 Spring Make-Along. So I have notes right under the camera so you see me looking down. I don't want to miss a beat here. So my 2025 Make-Along ends June 20th, 2025. It's just under 2 weeks. And so if you're interested, feel free to make something and submit it. So I'll just give you a breakdown of what the Make-Along is. So if you're interested, there is a little bit of time left. So this here is one where you find a picture that inspires you for spring. You're going to pull a minimum of 4 colors from the picture. You can use black and white, but it will not count as one of the 4 colors, 4 or more colors. You can use as many as you want, but a minimum of 4. So let's see here. You can use any craft. So whether you knit, crochet, paint, sculpt, it doesn't matter. Any discipline. This is an open participatory make-along. Feel free to join. I have learned that I have people who are not in fiber arts watching my channel, so I want to include them as well. The only thing about it is that whatever you decide to make, it should include some sort of fiber somewhere. So if you're painting a picture, use fiber to put a border on, or use it to hang your picture or something. It should have fiber somewhere on the project. And last but not least, it should measure a minimum of 12 inches. So if you are interested in joining at the last minute, feel free to do so. Make sure to submit a picture of your work along with a picture of your inspiration to jtyasquirrelsquad@gmail.com. That will be in the show notes for you, just in case you need it. And from there, we're going to jump into the 2025 crochet-along. So today, week 5 dropped along with the written pattern on my Ravelry. The link is in the show notes. And so I'm super excited about this. So week 5 is the flower patch. So just beyond the fence, we have the little patch of flowers. And it is the last week before we put the border on. So next week, June the 16th, week 6 will drop, and that will be the border. It's so sad it's coming to an end. It's been so much fun. I've crocheted my hands off the last 5 weeks. So not only did I crochet everything in Erin, Premier Basics in Aran for the tutorial, for the channel, and for the cowl, I decided to crochet 2 more. So I will show you those in just a moment. But I do want to say that before we jump into week 6, and I will mention this again before week 6 actually drops, I may mention it more than once. You're not obligated to put the border that I decide to put on this project. You're more than welcome to use any border that you would like. But if you are following, I will drop my border on June the 16th, along with the written pattern on my Ravelry. Okay, so that is all for Coffee Talk. Let's jump into the works in progress. So I have quite a bit here. I have 5 whips that I'm sharing today. 2 of them are my 2025 crochet along. So let me just jump on here. Now, before I show you these, the last time I talked about my projects on the podcast, I just finished week 2. So with that being said, I have quite a bit done, all things considered. So I guess I will start with my gray and red one. I don't have names for each one of these, but the one that has the red in it. So I finished week 3 and I started round 1 of week 4. So even though week 5 just dropped, I'm a little behind the ball here, but that's okay. I've got a lot going on. So here is what I have so far. My week 3 is completed, flowers in the field, and then the gray up top here is the beginning of my fence. And so this is what I have so far. I'm just going to back up a little bit to show you more of it. There you go. So good. I'm having so much fun with this. And by the way, I'm going to fully disclose that I have none of my ends sewn in yet. I still have my ends there. One of these days, I'm going to sit down and sew in these ends. For some reason, I just decided to not crochet over them. So I'm going to have to sit down and sew in my ends. Guilty as charged. So let's just take another look very quickly. Now, again, all the yarn that I'm using here is Premier Basics worsted in various colors here. Absolutely gorgeous. And my favorite color is the eggplant. Aubergine. I just like saying that word too. Okay, so that's where I'm at with this one. And I think the reason why I haven't gone further with this is because I can't decide for the fence for week 4 for this blanket if I want to do just 2 shades of gray or 3, or actually both shades of gray and the Aran. Like, do I want to copy these colors up here, or do I want to just choose 2 colors, like both of the grays and maybe keep the white out? Or since I have white running through this, I keep calling it white, it's Aran. Since I have Aran running through this, maybe I need to include Aran up here so it's not so dark. So before I make that decision, I'm going to play around with the yarn to just kind of see how I feel about it before I actually commit to it. I think I'm leaning more towards the Aran colorway just so that that colorway can carry throughout the project like the burgundy is. So stay tuned. Next podcast, I should be a lot further. So we shall see what that looks like. I may change my mind at the last minute. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm more than convinced that perhaps the Aran colorway needs to be out here with this gray to kind of tie in the sidewalk and the fence. So we'll see. All right. Now, the original one after the Aran colorway here is a little further along. So I only have 2 rounds left of week 4 before I jump into week number 5. And so this is where I'm at with this one. Let me just stand up here. So I'm much further along. I'll just hold up the side so you can kind of see where I'm going with all the things. It's very, very nice. Lots of color changes. I'm having so much fun with it. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So as you can see, I have light blue on the outer ring here. And what I'm going to do from here is put the last 2 rounds on in the navy blue. And I did bring that in here just to show you. It's super, super dark. And with the proper lighting, it could pass for like black. It's very, very dark. So I'm trying to remind myself to have plenty of light when I work with these darker colors. I don't mind working with them. It's just hard to see. I do have a neck light. I should be using it more than I currently do, but yeah. So anyway, with this one here, I decided to go with the two tones. So I just went with the navy blue and the light blue instead of tying in the azure colorway here. Like I did down here, I did just one round of the navy blue, I did azure and then light blue, and then I just mirrored that on the other side here. So instead of doing that, I omitted this color here, and then I just went with the dark and the light to just give it some contrast. So that's where I'm at with that. So let's move on to the rest of my whips. So as I mentioned in the last podcast and the one before that, I am following Luck of the Draw number 11 from Momma Swift. The channel name is Momma Swift. Trisha is her name. So I have, let's see, 3 Luck of the Draw projects. I'm super excited to share with you because I believe, with exception to one of them, I am caught up. So this past Thursday, I believe week 5 dropped, and 2 of the 3 have week 5 on them. One of them has just week 4. So I think I still have time. It's not yet Thursday, so I guess I'm on time. So here is my first project. This is my perfectly squared granny square with week 5 on the work. Very, very nice. I'm loving all these multicolors. So this is Loops and Threads Impeccable Yarn in multis. I mentioned this before. I could have the board. I could do all the things where I could just show you all of them at once, but I really like showing you guys the yarn. It's one of my most favorite things to do on the channel. I love showing you yarn. So this here is Ocean Sun Multi. And this next one here is called Spring Tulips Multi. And from there, we're going to go to New Galaxy Multi, which I haven't had a chance to use yet. We didn't pull this number just yet. And then we have a green one here, which is called Greenery Multi. Love that. And then last but certainly not least, one with a unique name. Forsythia Branch Multi. Forsythia Branch Multi. And I'm, of course, running everything with the white. So I'm still on my first skein of all the things. And yeah, we're halfway through. Now I feel week 6 and beyond is where my project for this one will start eating the yarn. The bigger this square gets, the more yarn obviously it's going to eat. So I went to Michael's and I picked up more of this yarn, just one additional skein of each. I believe that should be enough. Now, I think I mentioned it in the beginning, but just in case, this is Loops and Threads Impeccable Yarn, and each one of the multis has 160 yards, 146 meters. It's a 3-ounce skein at 85 grams, and they suggest a 5mm crochet hook. I hooked up to a 6mm US letter J prim hook. All of my projects are worked with the same exact hook. I absolutely love it. So, for those of you guys that don't know what that hook looks like, here it is. I absolutely love this hook because of the size. I have pretty big hands, and this is a pretty big hook. So, I love it. All right, so that's the first one. Let's jump on over to the second one. This one here is a lot of fun. So I'm using Red Heart Super Saver Flower Power for all of mine. And let me show you where I'm at for week 5. I do have week 5 on my work. And this is where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very, very nice. Love it. Now, for this project here and the perfectly squared granny square, I did not put my neutral color on just yet. I just needed week 5 on there. So I need to include 2 rounds of white in my perfectly squared granny square. Let me just show you that once more, just in case. So I need to add 2 rounds of the white here. I'm literally going 2 rounds of everything. 2 rounds of white, 2 rounds of the color. So as Trisha pulls those numbers out of her cup, I'm literally just adding the 2 rounds of the color and then 2 rounds of the neutral color. For this project, it's white, and for this project, it's black. So I'm happy to report that I do have the weak color on the project. I just have to put my neutral color on before Thursday. And since it's Monday, I still have some time. So there is that. Now the yarn, I have to show you the yarn. So for this project, I am using, for my neutral, it's black. It's Loops and Thread Soft Classic in black. We already know what black looks like, but I have to tell you, Loops and Thread Soft Classic is very plump. It's a plump 4-weight yarn. It is similar to Premier Basics worsted. It's very, very nice. I love Loops and Thread Soft Classic. It's so much fun to work with. And I'm carrying it in my Michaels bag. And I didn't mention this, but I am keeping my perfectly squared granny square in this organza bag that was gifted to me by a viewer of the channel. So there is that. Now let me show you this yarn. Okay, I've shown it last week. I'm going to show it again. So this is Red Hot Phlox. This is so much fun to work with. Yarnspirations Red Heart Flower Power all in one, Red Hot Phlox. Next, we have a colorway I haven't had a chance to work with yet. This is called Catelli Bronze. This is Red Heart Flower Power all in one. Very nice. I'm not sure which colorway I like more, the pumpkin carrot color or this denim blue, if that's what it even is. Maybe it's a little too dark to be denim, but I'm really enjoying the combination of those colors. It's really nice. Next, we have Dapper Daphne. Dapper Daphne. I'm loving the yellow here with the dark purple. That contrast is beautiful. And then it's got lilac here as that third color. Super nice. I really enjoy that one as well. We have Daisy Dew. We have the gray, the white, and the yellow. Very nice. And it's going quite far. I have the 5th week's color already on the project, and I have plenty more to go. So yeah. Last but not least, we have this green color. Now, a handful of you guys reached out to me with the name of this colorway, and I can't remember. So thank you to those who reached out telling me the colorway, but I forgot to write it down. It's okay. It's Flower Power all in one, and we have the green and the white and the yellow. So next time I will come more prepared. So those are the colorways for this project. And yet again, as I mentioned, I'm using this 6mm US letter J prim hook for the project. Love that. All right, so let me go ahead and get the whip back in the bag. All right, now this third one is for the house. This is for me. These first 2 projects are donation blankets to Camp Boggy Creek down in Eustis, Florida. That camp is a place where children who are provided medical care go to be a kid. And they absolutely have a wonderful time, and a memento of their experience at Camp Boggy Creek is being able to take one of these blankets home. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check out multiple channels here. So I have Nancy over at She's Got Yarn. We have Linan at Nina's Knots Crochet. We have Lynette at Charm Grammy Crochet, and also Creations by Jax. So I will put their channels in the show notes if you're interested in Camp Boggy Creek, or what you could do is just type in Camp Boggy Creek in the search bar on the YouTube page, and all the things Camp Boggy Creek will come up. So feel free to check out all of that. So those 2 blankets are going there. This third one here, as I mentioned, is for the house, and it is substantially larger, which is kind of the reason why I don't have week 5 on here, but that's okay. We'll get there. So let me show you the work. So this is where I'm at so far. I have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and I have to do week 5 up top here. And I'm just going to open this up and show you exactly how wide it is. It is on the wide side, and I love that. And I did measure each week, and so it's coming in at around 7.5 inches per week, including my 2 stabilizing rows and then my 9 rows of the color here. So I have a free pattern on my Ravelry. This is called Luck of the Draw on the Fly. So traditionally you have 2 stabilizing rows and then 3 rows of shells and irises and things, and then 2 more stabilizing rows, and that's the repeat. But to make this for me for the house, I extended the middle portion, not medium, the middle portion here from 3 rows to 9 rows. And when this is all said and done, the height of the blanket will be well over 70 inches. And the width of the blanket is coming in at 58 to 62 inches. So I'm going to take a more accurate measurement once I have additional weeks put on here. So yeah, that is where I'm at. And this is all worked up with Caron 1 pound. And yes, I do have the yarn here. I do have the yarn. So we know what the colors look like, but this is a Caron 1 pound for those of you guys who are not familiar. And this is the only color that I have not had an opportunity to put on the blanket just yet. And I cannot wait because this is my favorite color. There it is. All the dark purples. I mean, it doesn't matter the brand of yarn. If it's a dark purple, it's my jam. I love it. So we have white that I have caked up. We have a light gray, a medium gray, and a dark gray. So those are the colors. I have medium gray balled up. I have light gray caked up. And then I have dark gray still hanging as a flat. So I still have to cake this up. Something's telling me that there's a bunch of yarn barf inside of this skein, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. I may just leave it like that in the bag and work through it. We'll see. If I have enough time, I will cake it up because I don't like flats at the bottom of the bag. I just don't like it. I should have folded it up, but I was in a rush. So there is that. And I am holding this bag, this whip, in my recyclable grocery bag. So yeah, nothing fancy. It's for the house. Okay, so that rounds out all of the whips. From here, we're going to jump into finished objects. I have 2 of them, and the 2 finished objects I have are for Camp Boggy Creek. So just to put this into perspective, last year, between me and my mom, we donated 50 blankets. And this year, I'm hoping to match that. If I don't match it, that's fine, but one can hope, right? So I have 2 here to share with you. The first one here is one of my Vibe squares. So this is my textured Vibes square done with Premier yarn. This is Just Yarn ombre and turquoise ombre. So here it is. There we have it. And I'm going to give you a close-up so you can see that texture. Very, very nice. I'm going to come this way with it so you can kind of see all the things. I do have a tutorial on my channel for this. You can make a bunch of the squares, or you can continue the repeat to make the blanket. So all of the squares that I have created on my channel, I've turned them into blankets for Camp Boggy Creek. And so this is the next one that is completed. So if you're interested, feel free to check this out on my channel for both left and right-handed crocheters. And turquoise ombre, Just Yarn, Premier yarns. There's that. Okay, so that's going to go on the pile of finished boggy blankets. And next we have this right here, which once again is Premier yarns. And this is my trebles blanket using my perfectly squared granny square, but I did it in solid. And yeah, so various colors of Premier yarns, and then I have a multi in here. It's called Impressionist Multi right there. I have light blue, I have white, I have a lilac colorway, I believe, and then like a mint green. So yeah, both of these blankets measure 40 inches by 40 inches. And for this blanket here, instead of doing a final round of trebles, what I did was a final round of double crochet. Because if I did the treble, it would have been over 40 inches. So I just did a double crochet, which brought me to exactly 40 inches. So this formula is very, very easy. And again, I used my prim hook. I use this hook for most of my projects. So I'm doing 4 rounds of each color, and I go 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then here I do 1 final round of trebles and then doubles. And that brings me to exactly 40 inches with the tension that I use and the thickness of this yarn. Now, the formula will be different from person to person, just because I feel like we all have our own tension, we have our own way of holding our hook. So even though I'm doing it this way, it may require you to do less or more rounds depending on how tightly you hold your yarn and how you work your stitches. But yeah, so I believe this is my second one so far, and I may just put another one on the hook. Now, there's a story about the trebles. A little while ago, I was working a project from Trisha, channel name is Momma Swift, called The Sweet Marshmallow Kiss, and it involved these treble clusters. And I kept talking about how challenging it was for me to do those treble clusters. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm having issues. I just can't seem to, get the flow of it, the cadence of it. And she said, practice, practice, practice. And so I said, well, how am I going to practice this? Because my time is very valuable. I have a lot of things going on. And so I said to myself, if I'm going to practice, I'm going to make a Boggy Creek blanket practicing that stitch. And this is how this was formed. So it allowed me to practice my trebles, and I actually don't mind them. I have a flow. And she was absolutely right. I needed to practice and practice and practice. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but I mentioned this before, how my stitches would lean. And if you notice, my stitches lean. Now, I turn every round because with every other stitch, it kind of straightened out my stitch. But with the trebles, for some reason, my stitches still lean, even with me turning the work. And so many of you guys have reached out to me and said, hey, Juan, it's fine. It looks fine just as it is. Let it lean. And so it is, and that's how it'll stay. And I actually have come to like how it leans like that. It gives it like a faux herringbone look, kind of. I'm not mad at it. I actually do like the way it leans. I'll just give you another close-up. Especially with the purple and the multi-yarn, you can really see how it leans. And then the white there. So again, I'm very happy with it. So this measures exactly 40 by 40. And I know someone down in Eustis, Florida, some child will absolutely love this. So very excited to be able to share that. All right, so that rounds out the finished objects. So from here, I have a yarn acquisition from Mary Maxim. It is my monthly knit club project. Now, the thing about this here is I mentioned a few times already how disappointed I was with the actual kit, just because some of the projects that were sent to me were ones where I just don't find myself doing. I don't see myself knitting an ami or a pair of slippers. It's just not my jam. So I said to myself, I'm going to try this one more time, and hopefully they send me something that is right in my wheelhouse. So I did pre-open this from Mary Maxim, and look what they sent me. A knit triangle wrap. Now see, this is my jam. This is something that I can get down with. I'm very excited about this. I opened this up and I was like a kid in a candy store. Are you kidding me right now? A knit triangle wrap? Yes. So let me pop this out of the bag and show you all the things. All right. So this is what it looks like up close. Knit triangle wrap. It measures 54 by 25, just over 2 feet going this way and 54 inches going that way. It's got that center boning there, and it's got some really neat details throughout. It looks like there's windows halfway through and then like 3/4 of the way through. I don't know if it's going to pick it up. You can kind of see like the windows right there and then some windows there. And here's a closer view of the bottom edge with the cast off edge. Very, very nice. Now, this isn't something that I've done before, but it looks easy enough. I did not dig into the stitches or anything, but as far as the stitch guide is concerned, it's knit and purl, and you have a yarn over. So yeah, it seems like it's really, really easy, and I'm very excited to get into this. Now, the yarn that they sent with this kit is Makealong. It's 3.5 ounces at 250 yards, 230 meters per ball. And they sent 3 balls, 3 skeins. For some reason they have balls written there, 3 balls. So Makealong yarn, and it is super, super soft. I don't know what this is made up of, but we'll figure it out in just a moment. I'll do a one for you and a one for me. So again, this is Makealong yarn, Makealong. So I'm really liking this. It's like mauvey and it's got like a denim blue going on there. Anyway, let's see here. This is 50% viscose, 20% cotton, 20% polyamide, and 10% Angora. This is hand wash, lay flat to dry, and they are suggesting a size 4 to a size 8 knitting needle or a 3.5 to a 5 millimeter crochet hook. So that's super, super exciting. This is made in Turkey. And again, there are 3 of them here. So each skein here is showing 250 yards, 230 meters, as I mentioned already. And so that is exactly what we have here. And with knitting, it goes a lot further. The yarn goes further. And I would imagine this is more than enough to knit this. So I'll show you that once more. I hope I can pull this off, because this is definitely something that I'm interested in making. Like, I'm excited about this, and I want every month to be like this, where I'm excited to get into it. Now, I know that I may have to just explore, because there are more things than just shawls to knit, but we need to start here first. And then we'll explore all the other fun things. Okay, so there is that. And from here, we're going to jump into one piece of Happy Mail. I have it, where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so a viewer, a subscriber, a member, a friend of the channel sent me a piece of Happy Mail, and you guys may or may not know this, but I love everything and anything vintage. I collect and I search, and I absolutely love anything from yesteryear. And so Kendall, she sent me a piece of Happy Mail. So I pre-opened it to save us some time, and kind of left it in and out of the bag. And we have a card here. It says Juan. Okay, let's open this up, and it says, Juan, I found this and thought of you. I think it's from 1985. Hopefully you don't already have it. Kendall. Very nice card. Love that. Okay, and so here it is. Quick and easy crocheting. I do not have this, and I'm very excited about this because it's got literally everything. It's got all the subjects here. We have babies and toddlers. We have, wow. I'm just going to go like this so you can kind of see what's going on here. Wow. And then we have casual wear for women. Wow. And it's got everything from like beach cardigan, 2-color bias top. Look at that. All the things that I can draw inspiration from. I don't think I would want to try to recreate any of these, just because from a taste level, this is not where we're at. I think I would try to, take an idea and modernize it and make it for today with a nod to the back. to yesteryear. So yeah, all of these are like little recipes. They're like foldable cards, which is super nice. And believe it or not, some of these have knitting. It's not just crochet. There's knitting in here. So the next one here, we have tablecloths and placemats, which I can really get into. That's going to be super exciting. Tablecloths and placemats. And then from there, we jump into home furnishings. This is great for inspiration. Home furnishings, we have curtains. Wow. Fillet work. I do like a good fillet project. Next, we have decorative throw pillows. And these are very fast, fun, and easy projects that we can do during the warmer months. So stay tuned for that. Let's see, edgings and trims. Now, I think this is one of the subjects that get forgot about the most. You know, we don't really see too many videos out there specifically highlighting edges and trimming. And it's just as important as the rest of the work. So, another great source of inspiration here. And then, what is this? We have a doily recipe there, super nice. And then it goes into like crochet know-hows and things. So it's got the full run of the gambit. Thank you so much, Kendall, for this treat. I'm definitely going to spend some time with a few cups of coffee going through all the things. This is a great, great gift. Thank you so much, Kendall. All right, so that wraps up this podcast episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please do all the things. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And that is all I have. And so until the next one, take care. Bye.